Hi, everybody. Welcome in. We are Why Superman Sucks. Once again, today you've got myself, Midi Mid, and you've got Raider B, and Lord is here as background support music. Uh, Today, we were originally going to just do season two of X-Men 97 and then maybe touch on Lanterns. And instead, we are going to do season one of X-Men 97, a little bit of it, and then really dive into season two. And Lanterns that'll be on the next one. With that, I know you said everything was pretty self-explanatory, Raider. What were some big moments for you in season one? Things that stood out that made you go, I wonder how this is going to play into the next season.
Well, I mean, not necessarily playing in the next season, but just, I mean, the whole, what do you call her? A clone
Yep.
of Jean
Yep.
Grey? Yeah, yeah, that threw me for a loop, right? Because then, much like what they were saying, the confusion of whose memories is whose, like poof, that was mind-boggling for me. Um,
Yeah, the Summers never get it easy, ever. And they have probably the most complicated family tree in all of Marvel's X-Men. Um,
And the most cloned.
Yes, yes, because Nate Gray, who uh, is another one of their kids, but is a clone of Cable, if I remember
Mm-hmm.
correctly. And Cable technically has like three clones because two clones. You have himself, you have Nate Gray, and then you have Strife. Um, but we can get into the Summers family deeper in a different video. If you guys want, leave a comment down below this video. Let me know. We get enough comments, we'll do a video on the Summers family. But yes, Madeline Pryor I was surprised and impressed that they went that route. Just because how obscure it is, and really there's not a whole lot you can do with Madeline without doing an intro on her. But they gave us the Goblin Queen, and that was
yep.
blanket worthy, if you catch my drift.
Jesus. Um, I also keeping in mind that prior to this, my X-Men knowledge goes as far as, the movies that I've seen. So Magneto becoming good, I guess redemption. I don't really know how you categorize what he was in this. I had never, thought of him going that route. So it's very interesting to see
Yeah,
a different side of him.
So Magneto was never really bad, though.
yeah.
Okay, had maybe right thoughts, bad way of going about it.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
um, Depends on who you ask. Well, okay, so here's the thing. All right, when you boil it down to basics, Magneto and Charles both have the same dream. They just have different ways of obtaining their version of what the goal is. Magneto's greatest weakness is Charles. All right, at the end of the day, he idolizes Charles, looks up to Charles. And
Uh,
there's Charles. Plenty of times in the comics where something happens to him and Magneto steps up. Uh, no, the earliest example we've seen of this is in the Foxverse X-Men movies. In X-Men 3, I think that's the one that has the Phoenix in it.
Last Stand?
The Last Stand.
That had for
oh,
yes.
He must have stepped outside or something. He's robotic. It's one of the Fox vs. X-Men movies where Jean ends up killing Xavier. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Even though that movie's like what, 20, almost 20 years old, something like that. Nobody look it up. I don't want to know.
Wait, which one is it? What movie is it?
I have to look it up. It's gonna hurt because I have to look it up to know.
Uh,
Last Stand
uh,
2006.
oh God, it's 20 on the dot.
Yeah. It's okay. So 20 years ago, we got our first look at just how much respect Magneto has for the Professor. When after Jean kills him, and there's the ceremony, in his own twisted way, him honoring Charles was dedicating the attack on the lab to him and not letting anybody disrespect him. It was 3 where no one could touch Jean except for a very angry small man with forks for fists. I hate that they did that. I hate that so much. Like having Wolverine, because canonically speaking, it should have been Scott was the only one able to reach Jean within the Phoenix.
Well, they did a whole what if. What if it had been
It,
Wolverine and not Scott, and it didn't go well?
it did not go well. It went as good as having Wolverine be the one to do it in the movie. But back on track here. All right, so yeah, Magneto has been more of an I would put him as a anti-villain because
Okay.
there are things that he's done that you can't ignore the amount of people he's killed. You can't.
Yeah.
That is a bad person thing. However, when the call, we'll just call it the call, right? Because more often than not, it's Charles going, "Hey, if you don't stop what you're doing and help me fix all this, we're all fucking doomed anyways." And then he'll turn around and he'll fight. Or example, when uh, Thanos' father attacks Krakoa in the comics, like Magneto is there to help for a moment, and then rest in peace, Krakoa. Again, another video we could do. Up to you guys. Anything else really just jump out at you?
Oh, I had it. There's the whole thing you can't really ignore about um Rogue and Magneto, and then thus Gambit dying.
She brought up the thing, boys, grab your tissues.
You can't avoid it when it comes to season 1. There's just you can't. It is what it is.
And it's huge. It's huge for specifically for season 1. The romance between Rogue and Magneto, while odd, is not inaccurate.
Okay.
They have a fling in the comics once, and then you never really see it brought up again. The silver lining, and we'll never see this in the animated series. I guess I shouldn't say never, because there's going to come a time where we're going to come back and look at all our predictions that we got wrong over the year. But I don't think we'll ever see this. But Rogue eventually gains full control over her powers and is able to be with Gambit without fear of hurting him.
Right.
And sidebar real quick. All right, Ollie, hear me out. I wasn't going to touch on much of this, but since you've brought it up, I'm going to touch on it a little bit. I don't remember her name that got cast for Rogue in the next X-Men, but I think she's going to do fine. If you've watched X-Men Evolution, then you know about our little goth Rogue, and it feels like the direction they're going to...
Indy Navarrete?
Indy, not Navarrete, Navarrete, Indy.
Yeah, I'm just going to call her that, Indy. Indy.
But oh god. But I think she's like I don't know much about her, but her look is not far off from a version of Rogue that we've had, where she was still Southern, but she wasn't like from the Bayou, Louisiana, Georgia Rogue.
Well, she was in Superman and Lois. She played Sarah uh,
Okay.
on that one, and then she was also in that Obsession film.
Okay. She was good in Superman and Lois.
Oh yeah, she was great.
I think that's like the only like Superman thing that I really was like, okay, you guys did all right here. Uh, but that's
Somebody,
because there
somebody
was more to.
record that because that's the only time Mitty will ever say anything good about Superman.
Oh,
It's fair. It's fair. Um, but the Genosha thing, Raider, in the comics, if you ever want to know just like the true depth and impact that that had on the mutant community, I'll have Lord help me find like a digital copy of that comic run because way more people die. It is the what happens afterwards is tantamount to Holocaust 2.0. Um,
okay.
so it essentially it brings humanity on the brink of Bishop's timeline. So Bishop's future is one where the president gets killed by a mutant, and so humanity goes, well, the one human that was really rooting for the mutants was killed by a mutant. That's it. The gloves are off, and so they bring back to life the Sentinel program and enslave all of mutant kind. Um, which is what I thought we were going to get with this, and it did not. It did not go that way. I wonder if we're going to get the version of Rogue where she permanently steals Carol Danvers' powers, and that's how she ends up at the school. Well, so what's crazy is they announce who the new Rogue is, and they announce another uh, Captain Marvel movie. So Rogue, the flying, the super strength, the invulnerability, all that Raider is not her normal power set.
Okay.
Her normal power set is that she can borrow the abilities of mutants that she touches. It inevitably becomes she just has to be around them to borrow their powers and doesn't have to touch them. But stealing powers is her ability. She ends up before she joins the X-Men, she works with Mystique doing a bunch of crime espionage stuff, right? And she ends up in a fight with Captain Marvel and ends up holding onto her head for over a couple of minutes, which puts her into a permanent coma and permanently gives Rogue all of Captain Marvel's powers except for the energy blasting.
Okay.
And that's how she gained her ability to fly, her super strength, her extreme durability. It'll be interesting to see if they go that route in the live actions. But it's really sad, really sad. Gambit didn't need to die. Not in the comics, not in the goddamn TV show. Um, and then it just
Well,
hurt. Oh, good.
well, I was gonna say you don't have a decent show unless somebody you care about dies.
We could have a decent show without someone I care about dying. Take note, artists, writers. All right, take note. You don't have to Game of Thrones everything. No.
Um, I guess the only other big thing, and I guess this kind of goes back to Magneto that I didn't think about, um, is, I don't know, maybe him ripping out uh Wolverine's
Adamant
the adamant.
thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
there we go. I knew the word. I couldn't say the word.
It was brutal in the comics, and I didn't realize just how much more brutal it was going to be animated.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. And it's an acceptance moment for both Charles and Magneto, where Magneto goes, you know what? I love you, Charles, but I'm fucking done. And here's me showing you just how I'm not going to do it your way anymore. And it's a big moment for Charles because it's one of the first times where you see him invade someone's mind without their permission.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a offensive manner, not a I need to seek information. This was him going, I need to shut you down so that you don't kill my X-Men.
Yeah.
And Charles is big on consent unless he's trying to have a kid. And if you've read comics, then you know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
His son Legion was not conceived in the most consensual of manners.
Speaking on him, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I guess this is maybe a question I didn't think that I had that I kind of just thought about. Why did we presume that he was dead and instead he was somewhere else? Was that different time? Like I didn't that part did confuse me. Him with that chick and then
Yep.
hi, I'm not actually dead.
So at the end of the original X-Men animated series, Charles gets really sick and goes into a coma. And they find out that the only way that they can save him is if they get Lilandra from the Shi'ar Empire to come get him and use their advanced technology to hopefully heal him. And at the end, even Lilandra says, "This is a long shot. I'm not gonna guarantee you that I can save Charles, but he will be with me now." And so, since they don't ever hear from him because he never reaches out to his X-Men, not until like shortly before he makes his return trip, they all just assume he's dead.
Gotcha.
So, anything else for me?
For season 1, I don't think so. Well, yeah, no.
You sure?
Yeah, because it more so ties into season 2, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, then. Good.
we're saying go deeper. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your professor is?
No, no one knows. Well, one person knows, but they won't ever animate her again, and it makes me sad.
You don't think so?
I don't think we'll ever see Moira McTaggart back. No. She got too convoluted in the comics. Like, now you'd have to find a way to bring her back to what she originally was, and then don't ever introduce the fucking plot twist again because it was stupid.
Okay.
Scott's wonderful come to me, my X-Men. Yes. I was very happy that there are several times where you hear him say his iconic line. And to help explain a little bit better, Lord, the whole reason that Moira got her mutant ability was they wrote themselves into a corner on their story, and they needed a way to reset everything. That's what all the evidence points to when you go back and you read that run where she reveals to Charles and the X-Men that she's a mutant, and whenever she dies, the timeline resets.
Gotcha.
And then they go overboard with it. They have her do a bunch of forever nap moments, right? Like, we could mess up whatever we want now, and all that has to happen is Moira dies, and then we go find her using Bishop's time manipulation, we find her as an adult and see if we have to fix everything again. It was lazy writing.
Okay.
But let's dive into season 2. I like.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just
Nope.
gonna say. I like how we're doing this. We're just gonna keep doing this. Because we all know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've already done the first episode as a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of some of the stuff that happens in the past that I mean, aside from okay. So I thought it was pretty dang crazy that and I'm curious if they will do anything with this. I don't necessarily know that they will. Well, if they pursue it more, right? The fact of who was taking care of Nathan in that timeline. And I don't know how many people picked up on who she actually was.
I forgot all about this. I'm gonna let you take this one. This is your moment.
What the crap is her name in this?
Mother Ascani.
Mother Ascani, yes. So there is one little small moment, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. But I saw it because I was like, whoa, 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 because I was watching this with Zeus. I was like, whoa, hello. And in Mother Scotty's eyes, you see the Phoenix. Again, I don't know a lot about X-Men. I don't really know anything about the Phoenix, but I know that there's only one person I know of that has the Phoenix, and that was Jean Grey. And so what we end up having here is from something separate that explains who Mother Ascani actually is. It's not actually in X-Men 97, but Mother Ascani is their child from another timeline. And so she came to that timeline to be the one to take care of Nathan. And you kind of pick up on it too with the way she words things when talking about like we have to be strong here when it was talking about, sending them back to their time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, like those few select choice words and the way that they were said. You were like, why do you have to be strong? But because it's actually her parents too.
Mm-hmm. If they go Krakoa, all right. So Krakoa is an island, but it's more than an island. It was a mutant who his ability turned him into a living island. And it became a sanctuary. Like all the mutants left the rest of regular population on the planet, and they go to Krakoa. Krakoa has their own government, their own legal system, their own like way they handle transactions. Like they are their own continent. Um, and Rachel plays a part. Rachel and Hope both exist at some point in time or another within the Krakoa realm. And if we get that, that'd be really cool. We could definitely have a chance at seeing Rachel. But outside of that, unless she's referenced in her own story, she's not really in the main continuity. Not outside of, unless you know something, Lord.
Well, I mean, she was a main member of Excalibur. Rachel
Was she?
Yeah, Rachel was one of the. She had the spiky red suit and everything.
Oh, look at me learning today.
I mean, it was Excalibur, which was the British based team, so I don't think a lot of people followed them.
But props to you, Raider, for picking up on that, because while as soon as you mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's not something that like I sat there and I was like, oh my god, that's another one of the kids.
You think that's how mutant kind are going to be introduced in live action?
What the cable run or Krakoa? To the few mutants that have already been revealed. I mean, it's gonna have to be something big. They could do the Liberty Island incident from the Fox series again, which wasn't bad for the time. Um, if they wanted to go back to the classics, it could just be they were there and now there's incidents and they're being paid attention to. Krakoa, I mean, they could, but there was a lot that led up to Krakoa even happening. Um,
I love
will
YouTube trying to like change the spelling there. Like it's a translation, it needs to be translated.
Is that what that symbol is?
Yeah, if you hover over it, it changes it.
Uh, Krakoa, we'll see. Like Secret Wars is going to reveal the path, I believe. Um, I think while Krakoa would be fun, the more likely thing, and Lord and I have kind of talked about it a little bit, is Genosha with the reveal in Spider-Man Brand New Day of the Inhibitor. Uh, Genosha's dark. Like, it would be interesting to see how Marvel handles it. Uh, but Genosha is probably most likely where they're going to go. And Raider Genosha is a mutant slave island.
Okay.
Is what it starts out as, and then Magneto liberates it, and it becomes sanctuary for the mutants, and then Vulcan uh, rebels against Magneto, and it becomes a human slave camp, and then the X-Men free it, and it becomes a sanctuary again, and then the humans get their hands on it, and it becomes a mutant enslavement camp, and then Magneto just destroys it. So that's the history of that. You're just spitballing here, but what if by the end of X-Men 97 series, Krakoa gets snapped into another reality, that being Battle World? Then after Secret Wars, Krakoa just stays. I mean, that's an interesting take. Um, but again, Krakoa is huge. And I think that's way too high a bar for just starting out the mutant saga, because it leads into some big things. Like again, Thanos has a father. Fun fact, guys, his name is Saturn. Saturn is an absolute monster, way more powerful and way more terrifying than Thanos ever could have thought to have been. Um, and again, that's Endgame Krakoa stuff. But like the bar doesn't go much lower than that for the whole series. And then you have to introduce, yeah, there's a lot to introduce for Krakoa. I would love to see a world where Krakoa is brought to life. It's such a fun run. There's a lot of really interesting mutants that you get to meet. Like they end up Raider with their own way to reincarnate mutants. Like it's a council of four. It's Hope Summers. I have to look up real quick.
Because
Krakoa.
they couldn't do a Trinity because there'd be too many parallels there.
Hold on. Reincarnation.
Even though technically Jean Grey is kind of like mutant Jesus, but
Okay, so they were called the Five, and you had Hope Summers, Elixir, Proteus, Tempest, and Egg. And what each of go ahead.
I'll say I don't know half of those.
Okay, so Hope is another one of the Summers kids. She has the ability to uh, supercharge other mutants' abilities and copy them herself. Only when she copies them, she uses them to perfection. She uses them better than the wielder uses them. Uh, Elixir uses his total control over biological matter to jumpstart and grow the physical body in a viable husk. Then there's Proteus, who is a reality warper, uh, uses his powers to mold and anchor the physical structure and shape of the new body. Tempest manipulates time fields to rapidly accelerate the biological maturation of the clone body from an empty husk to a fully grown form. And then Egg generates the foundational biological organic egg sac from which the new bodies are grown. Krakoa would be awesome, and it kind of feels maybe Krakoa because we got the reveal of Sinister, and he is like one of the founding members of the society that is Krakoa. And we will dive a little bit into that shortly, but let's continue on with season 2 stuff. You have any questions or anything that stands out for you in
Well, I feel like I got to talk about my biggest pet peeve, right? The whole time, we got to get back to our own timeline. We got to get back to our own timeline. But as nobody gives a damn that Cable's not in his timeline. Like, everybody is so stressed up. Okay, well,
That timeline brought to the future. So technically, he's older now, but he's back in his right timeline.
okay, so yes, I guess technically he's in his correct timeline, but it's a matter of what is the actual time period difference between when he got sent to a different timeline and then. Because I highly doubt that he'd be an adult.
50 something years, I think, is how it's like from the point it's how much he'd aged. They grabbed him, took him to the future, and he came back.
Yeah, it's about 50 years.
All right, then, fair enough. They just don't look. The parents don't look like they have aged for that to be the case.
Because they have not.
But Cable 2 is, he has his mission. His whole purpose is to destroy Apocalypse because, Apocalypse wanted him as the host. That's how we got Strife, too.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, a whole other story. But that's the whole thing. Like, he's literally grown up with the whole thing of your whole purpose is to travel through time and defeat Apocalypse however fucking possible.
Right.
But you're not wrong because there wasn't a whole lot of thought put into they did not. Gene and Scott did not know that was his destiny when they sent him into the future. He had received the techno-organic virus, which was going to consume his body and kill him. And there was no cure for it in the present time. And so that's why they went to Bishop, and they're like, is there somewhere in the future we can send them where maybe there's a cure? And
right.
They didn't even have a designation. They just spitballed a time and sent him there.
Let's see here.
And to see Cable have such a soft spot for Gene and Scott is also kind of out of character for him. Like, nothing comes before the mission with Cable. Nothing. So it's rare. It's rare in the comics to see him hesitate because Gene and Scott were around.
I'm trying to remember the comics. I know it wasn't Bishop.
Sorry, what? You're breaking up.
In the comic, it wasn't Bishop. I'm just trying to remember.
Was it Forge?
I think Force played a part in it, but I think it was just Mother Iskanison. I think it was. I'll have to find. I'll have to find the comic. It's in my box.
Okay.
Because I mean, they had to take liberties.
Yeah. I just know they didn't. There were no guarantees before they sent him off in the comics, and that was my whole thing. I'm not going to hand my child to some fucking random oracle from the goddamn future that can't tell me yes or no I could save your kid. Oh. Outside of that, they really did get they did just fine on it. Even his comic book creator was like, yeah, you guys did good.
And the funny thing is, I don't think we ever got a legit how much time difference there was between Bishop's future and Cable's future.
No, I don't think that's ever been specified.
No, they've always treated it like it could be the same time or two different timelines or hundreds, if not thousands of years difference. They never fucking let you know.
But that just leads me to believe the inimportance of it.
Well, so Bishop's is at least closer because the Logan in his timeline that sent him back talks about the loss of the X-Men and everything, and it's a more recent event. So I don't know. It's that weird.
Google says that Cable originates roughly 2,000 years in the future under the rule of Apocalypse, while Bishop comes from 80 to 100 years in the future in a world ravaged by Sentinels.
Okay. See, that makes more sense because, yeah. But it's just the aspect of, so even if you fix, you got Bishop trying to fix his timeline to go back and not have all this shit happening. And then you have Cable trying to fix his timeline so that the future's not ruled by Apocalypse. And I think they covered it in the comics a couple times where basically Cable does something that kind of fixes some things, and then Bishop comes back because it fucks shit up on his timeline. So you got two different people from two different times keep coming back to go, no, I got to fix my shit, and they keep fucking up each other's.
Yep.
That's why the two of them definitely needed to throw hands. I'm sorry. That should have been there. They should have been, stop fucking with my timeline.
And what's it? So season 2. What we're talking about right now? Episode 2. We're still on episode 2.
I've kind of just been
going around. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just talking about in general with Cable. I mean, the episodes kind of blur together when you watch them all at one time.
They do, but it's a good watch.
And like I said, I actually something on that they did, and it's not something in the story itself, but I gotta appreciate the fact that every fucking episode almost the intro changed. You got to know kind of who your main characters were, and also like who they were going up against, because sometimes it was the standard, Magneto and so forth. Even after Magneto died, which I was kind of like, don't think they're going up against him. But the other times it was like X-Force or X-Factor, so it lets you know kind of like, okay, here's who you're going to be dealing with.
The fact that they brought in those two teams, I was like, that's a nice little touch there.
Even though, honestly, they could have done so much more with them, especially X-Factor.
You just have a hard-on for Havoc.
I still have my cosplay of Havoc, okay? I've cosplayed Havoc, and I've cosplayed Gambit. So the funny thing is, one of them died, and the other one, well, he was kind of an asshole.
I like they kept the trope in the comics where the Summers brothers they don't know they're brothers. Like the only time that they are aware of each other's existence and that they're siblings was X-Men Evolution.
I mean, they do find out later, but yeah, in the comics and everything.
For the most part,
when they first didn't know who each other was. Yeah, when they first meet, yeah, because especially with the whole trauma of shoot out of a plane with a parachute on, get separated. We thought the other one died,
What? A kid's show being traumatic?
Never. Never.
They would never.
Oh, come on. Let's look at the factor of, oh no, the plane's going to crash. We're going to throw our 2 children out with parachutes on and hope they survive.
Sounds like good parenting to me.
And then there's Vulcan. I got sold into slavery. And then I was rescued. And then I was sold into slavery again. And then I fully realized my powers. And now I'm a dictator.
What could possibly go wrong?
So he is. We can get into Vulcan later, but he's a menace. He's a menace.
But it's always been all the Summer Brothers don't fucking eventually comes out. But it does lead to the question, though. Does that mean that Bishop and Cable, since they're both in the future, know who all the Summers Brothers are?
And if so, give us the tea.
Yeah, right? Cable showing up, working with Havoc and Cyclops in this. It's kind of like, okay, Dad, okay, Uncle. You know, like... Where was that little hint? Like, call him Unc or something.
I like, though, that instead of maintaining Havoc's douchey status, like, towards the end, when he starts realizing, okay, I'm on the wrong path, but I have to see this through to the end. That moment when he's chasing after Jubilee in the plane. He 100% could have just annihilated the jet.
Yeah. At the same time, because that was the one thing I noticed. I was like, he used his powers once, and it was in a defensive method during that entire dogfight.
I say he used his powers more than once, but in that fight specifically.
I only remember when the missile was coming back at him that he used it.
The episode where Polaris loses her shit.
Oh yeah, no. He used it there. I'm just saying, like in that final, in the final episode with that. He uses powers like one moment, and he was in the plane the whole time. Then he got, popped out, and then we didn't see him again.
What else you got for me, Raider?
Let's see. I'm looking through just things that like I was just jotting down throughout. Well, we have 2 significant quote unquote deaths in this season. First, we have Magneto. Which of course after his redemption, that was a sad one. And do we go with the last one, or do we wait for that to be the very last thing we talk about?
I'll leave that up to you.
That one had me like, what the fuck?
But that one made sense.
Right. Actually, I'm pretty sure you were in the VC when we got to that episode. Someone was trying to talk to me, and you're like, no, she's where I think she is. It's going to be a minute.
Yep. But it's fitting, and it had to be him. Mm-hmm. It had to. Especially because, I don't know if they're going to continue with it, but if they do, just remember, in the comics, there is no such thing as a permanent death.
Right.
And he gets in the comics, because again, I don't know if they're going to continue this in the animated series, but in the comics, shortly after either this incident or a similar incident, he acquires a new mutation. And it's the same mutation that Exodus has, where it's faith-based. The more people that believe in him, the better his powers work, the stronger he becomes.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 permanent deaths in X-Men history.
3 of them. I can do this. I can remember.
No, you can't.
I cannot remember.
John Proudstar, Thunderbird.
Oh, yep.
Destiny.
Yep.
and Ileana Magic.
Oh, hello, old trauma.
Well, no, wait, no, she did come back, but they did that weird because it was the Mystic Return thing, and so it's like it technically was a permadeath, but really her came back completely. I don't know, like fucking.
I don't know. It had to do with the Midnight Suns, and everything's all fucky wucky with the Midnight Suns.
We have a whole team devoted to basically supernatural bullshit. Yeah, they get involved, and they just don't try to understand. It just happens.
We have our secret weapon. Who's our secret weapon? This mutant that's been dead for 500 years. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, we can bring them back for 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And then 16 episodes later, all right, 16 comic runs later. Okay, it's been 5 seconds. We need to put the demon back in the box now.
But the demon won't go back in the box. Oh, shit.
Yep, there it is. That is an entire Midnight Suns run for you. You're welcome. All right, we did that for you, and we didn't have to. But yeah, no. It had to be him for the message that they were building up with how in depth they were going with this character. It had to be him.
If you don't know who it is, stay tuned. We will say before this episode ends.
What?
Who that death was? We haven't said the name.
Oh, no, we don't need to.
Well,
not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Nah. No. We play this one out.
Keep guessing.
Real quick, thoughts on... I have 2 questions for you, okay? Because there were 2 really big episodes that I really liked, and one of them I was impressed that they even went back there. What were your thoughts on the Savage Land?
Oh. I was not thinking.
You were still breaking up a lot.
Oh, hold on. Like,
Yeah,
Because
wherever you are, your microphone doesn't like it.
Yeah. Because there was a moment in the Discord where all I hear Raider go is, "Watch out for the T-Rex! Oh shit, there's a T-Rex!"
I was.
Oh,
Go ahead.
oh, right. We've been on a dinosaur kick lately. For those who don't know, one of the games that I mainly play is The Isle, where you play as said dinosaurs. And recently, with the wonderful Professor Grant, Sam Neill passing, we did a Jurassic Park movie marathon. And so we get into this spot, and you have the whole puddle, and the puddle's vibrating. And in my head, immediately went to dinosaurs. And I was like, "Oh, better watch out for that T-Rex." And then I'm like, "Oh shit, there's actually a fucking T-Rex right now." I wasn't ready.
So what were your thoughts on the Savage Land? Because that's what that place was called, was Savage Land.
I didn't think we were going back there, especially not without seeing Soren.
Yeah. Okay, so to give you some backstory on it, Savage Land we first see in the original X-Men the animated series. And it's once again a place where when the mutants go there, they find that they can't use their abilities for some reason, and it's because some dude made a deal with a Cthulhu-esque god and was turned into a rock and given the ability to nullify powers, to which Sauron, a mutant with the ability to turn himself into a pterodactyl and siphon other mutants' energy, learns of this mutant trapped in a rock and ends up enslaving and blackmailing it.
That backtracks. Sounds about right.
Everything makes sense. So it was interesting to see us back in the Savage Land, and even more interesting to see once again power dampeners were put up. And then to find out the dude behind it all was even wilder. But I want to see if you have any questions about the first part of that episode.
Trying to don't think anything really me from there. I was, T-Rex.
I was surprised to see Colossus there, but then I remembered that this was the Genosha incident, and this was around that time where, because Colossus has switched multiple times. He's very much, I make my decisions based on what emotion is the strongest at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that he was, what do they call themselves again?
Fuck.
Not executioners.
Fucking hell.
Oh
they were
no!
The ones that had the asteroid M.
Acolytes.
The Acolytes. The Acolytes was a deep lore grab. All right, because they don't get referenced much in the comics, not outside of like what 2 or 3 runs that Exodus was a part of. And Exodus is also a crazy fucking grab. Outside of the time he was a horseman, and then when Magneto disappeared and he stepped up, you really don't see him in a main role that often.
And you need multiple teams, multiple groups that are tied to Magneto. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, the Acolytes. I think there's like 3 others. We believe what Magneto says. It's like, thank you all for separating and not just joining together, because then we would be fucked.
Yeah, he's an Omega level mutant. I don't know if you picked up on that. Master swordsman. He's a telekinetic and a telepath. He's got invulnerability. I would say nigh immortality. Not full on. Not that we've ever seen him die, but and again, he's lived for centuries. He's a couple 100 years old. He was a knight from the medieval era. And he has the power of faith. So long as there are people who believe in him, have faith in him, view him in a religious aspect, however you want to interpret the power, it boosts his power significantly. Which is why when you see people start to doubt him, he starts getting angry and tries to push the narrative in his favor. No. And just the sheer amount of mutants that we see in that moment. Like every episode, to fucking going back to the beginning of season 2, well, not so much the beginning, but like what was it, end of episode 1, beginning of episode 2, we see Kid Omega, we see Wolfsbane, God, I can't remember their names, but like all of, they would eventually go on to be the next set of X-Men in the comics.
Yeah.
But like, just then you get to the prison, right? Where Jubilee breaks out and they have their first big fight with X-Force and X-Factor.
Talk about how when she releases all the kids, there's like easily 20 plus kids. But then once we get to the roof, there's like 7.
Those are the ones that were still fighting.
Where
the rest of them
did they all go?
The rest ran off. The rest ran off. That's the way we look at it. They were not horribly slaughtered by the government.
No, the government definitely. Listen, we're gonna stick true to this because the whole X-Men world is death to the muties, right? The whole message behind them is a message of how racism and segregation are bad, and just because someone is different doesn't mean they should be treated any less than you or I. So there is a higher than 50% chance that the reason there are 7 there is because those were the ones strong enough to make it. A bullet was not the weakness of the ones that made it up top. Or we can go the route they gave us, and most of them were teleported up into the ship.
I mean, because, yeah, like when the ship was picking her up at the end,
Yep.
there was a whole bunch of them on there.
Yep. But it would not be a far cry from reality that the United States government committed genocide on some mutants, okay?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's kind of less likely when you look at the factor of I don't think X Factor would have just sat there and been like, okay, you're just killing mutant kids. All cool.
Maybe
I mean, I don't know necessarily all cool, but it's clear that their views on what should be were definitely skewed at that point, because you didn't have the professor, you had this whole what is going on kind of thing, and all the unknowns that, like, well, at that point, okay, so wait. So at the point that we are dealing with X Factor, you have the professor had returned but been sent back, but that video had been released of like, oh, he was actually alive. So then you have people who obviously are not within that inner circle that are gonna be like, oh, okay, cool, so we were abandoned, didn't care, things along those lines. And so where they're going to lean for allegiance and what they're willing to risk in doing so. Their beliefs, I should say.
Yep. And the version of Havoc they have in here is very much the yes sir, no sir Havoc. The mission comes first, and I'll deal with my own moral compass afterwards. Havoc. Which sorry, buddy, that's why you lost Polaris twice.
Oh. Shots fired.
What did you think of the Danger Room episode?
Oh, Raider, I want to hear yours on that, because, yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
When the Danger Room came to life?
Oh, man, that bitch. I swear to God. This is what our life is going to come to, is we continue down this track of AI and making this shit smart. Clearly, nobody's ever seen iRobot before, because that's exactly what fucking happened there.
You were programmed with the 3 rules of robotics. Yeah, fuck that.
Exactly. And she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
She was just trying to get them ready for apocalypse, that's all.
I know something worse is coming. I'm training you up.
Never mind that you're probably going to die in this fight, but if you live,
right,
then we'll know you're ready. Also, here's my thought, okay? If she was that powerful, why kill her? Why drive her off? Right. Why destroy her? She knew what it would take to defeat Apocalypse. Throw that bitch in the fight. Be like, you know what? You're on the team. Go. Handle my light work.
But I'm not a mutant. That's okay. We'll make an exception.
Yeah. That's my thought. That was like, you have the answer. It's right here. This season's done. Perfect. Awesome. This is a great way to end it. Apocalypse gets the shit beat out of him by the Danger Room. Hell yeah.
I even take that part out of it, with the fact that you had X-Force and X-Factor coming after them. It's like, wait a minute. You know how to fight them. Cool. So you go deal with them. We're going to go help Remy.
Yep.
Ugh.
Hit me with it.
No, just that whole thing. Like, the him being inhabited, I guess, is
Mhm.
really the only word that you can use for that.
Well, but that is Apocalypse's way. He burns through bodies. He's always in
Yeah.
search of a host, basically, that is going to sustain him. That's why Cable was so appealing. Because apparently, Sinister isn't the only one that went, hey, if we combine Scott and Jean's DNA, good shit happens. You know? So it's definitely always been his thing. Um, he's gone through many different bodies, but in the comics, I remember Gambit being a horseman, but never.
Yep. Never a host.
Yeah. And I mean, it's
No.
funny too, because they had to do this shit with Gambit, who, has a history with fucking Sinister. There's a whole fucking like giant edition fucking foiled one that comic I have where like his past with Sinister comes out because he used to do shit for Sinister. And then you have the shit with Apocalypse, and it's like, Remy, you did some fucked up shit, okay?
Let's not even dive into his time in the Thieves Guild.
Oh God, no.
All right. Which I love that little callback they do where he goes there and his ex, who is clearly surprised to see him alive and in front of her, just goes with the flow.
Well, and I really hate the fact that goes through the whole process, gets the shit from the external, the little ball crystal thing to put into Rogue, and we don't even see it do anything because they pass out, and the next thing we see is Rogue making a deal where he removes it.
Well, no, we see it because she wouldn't have been able to make it through.
True. Okay, true.
I don't know how the other one made it through, but like it should have killed him.
Oh yeah. It's
The only reason she was able to make it through was because she had that shit.
yeah, sure, because she doesn't have any healing factor of her own.
Yep.
Because you saw like the burning and so forth, and
Mm-hmm.
they were getting they didn't animate that as well as they could have, and it's probably for the better.
Yeah. 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 I'm bold to go the Celestial route. Like, yes, that's where Apocalypse got his armor. Apocalypse's abilities are him. Um, but the armor is Celestial. And it worries me, not for like how good the story could be, but for the things that are going to happen in the next couple seasons. You went with Arishem.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the Celestials you could have picked from, you picked the one who decides when it's time for everything to end.
Well, and same thing when you look at it though, it's like when you have Apaka it or Gambilis. I don't know what to call that fusion. Um, but when Gambit is like fully inhabited, and
Remy the lips.
yes, but when he's fully inhabited, you see the armor, the aspects of the armor incorporate into, and him grow and all that shit. But you see that, and it's just kind of like, well, wait, what? I mean, I get celestial armor and all this shit, but come on. You're telling me the celestial armor was just inside Remy the whole time? The real power was inside you, Tim.
Okay, I see where you're coming from, but that would very well could have been a thing. It's never explained how the armor works, except that it's part of it.
Yeah, because it goes host to host. He always has it. So it's just is it just celestial energy? Is it tied to his psyche? Like I would say never.
More energy than tied to his psyche. If it's tied to anything, it's his soul, because that's what gets transferred from body to body. And Remy makes the perfect sense for him to be a host for Apocalypse because of pre-lobotomy. Gambit had full control over the energy within him and around him. And that's what Apocalypse needed, was a host that could handle celestial energy. because that's what's eating through the physical bodies.
Never thought of it that way, but yeah, that makes sense because the burnout didn't happen until after he had gotten the celestial armor. That's when he burned out his own
Yep.
body.
Yep.
Which also means, you know who else would probably be a great fucking host, and I don't know why they never tried. Bishop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you need Bishop to further the X-Men storyline.
He's got to keep telling him to go back to the 90s. I'm sorry, I'm going to harp on that for the entire
We have to go back to the 1990s.
Meanwhile, half the people watching the show, the 90s, that was so long ago. Shut the fuck up.
They have to go back to the 1900s. All right. Any other big thoughts? Questions?
Well, I mean, I guess you have to kind of talk about Creed.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this would be completely new for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much, but you know, again, of what was in here. But you know, if you also get into what happened in the post credits of season 2, feel like it's kind of important.
Yeah.
Especially with where his stances are.
Yeah, I don't know if it's comic canon that he achieved presidency ever.
I know he ran.
Yeah, I know he ran, but I don't remember off the top of my head whether or not he won. But he goes through such, I wouldn't say character development because that never happens. But is the founder of the Friends of Humanity, ends up getting essentially exiled from that community when it's revealed that his father is good.
Comics he did not.
No.
Okay.
That's because
he ran, but then was assassinated before the election concluded.
And
that's fair.
Guess who assassinated him?
His mother.
Yeah.
You've been a bad boy, Johnny.
Oh boy. More like how dare you not be a mutant?
Well, I figured that's why Mystique abandoned him in the first place. She would, I mean, because her other kid was a mutant. You know, she was not. No, you're normal. And then, of course, you know, Daddy Sabretooth there. You're weak. I don't care if you're a mutant. You're just fucking weak.
You're just fucking weak. That's what. Yeah. What a rough pick for a father. Okay,
I think of so many other things because I mean I'm sorry that was you know that was physical, emotional, and verbal right there in one fucking package.
Yep. Well, you take a look at fucking Sabretooth's upbringing, right? And it's crazy because in the comics they kind of mirror it once, where when Victor was a kid, his father would chain him up in the basement whenever his powers would make him go feral, and then just leave him there for months and months at a time with bare minimum food.
Well, yeah, and then Origin, they really went into like the amount of shit he went through.
Yep, and then you turn around and you see Graydon, I believe is his name. Yeah, Graydon Creed, where Victor treated him the same. Same panel where Graydon is just for no reason whatsoever chained up in a basement as a kid. So the hatred for mutants it's kind of understandable, all right? Considering what he went through. His execution was really bad. He went about this all sorts of wrong. But anytime you think he's about to learn a lesson, just know he's not.
And really, if you want to look at the kind of, you know, daddy Sabretooth is when the Wolverine comics were out and Wolverine didn't know his past, even more so, there's a whole thing of Sabretooth being his daddy.
Oh, who, Logan's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so weird because it went from brothers to um I think they did it to make the birthday scenario a little more dramatic
Yeah.
or traumatic. So in the comics, Raider, every year on Logan's birthday, Sabretooth tries to kill him. And to add more, holy shit, this is messed up, they attempted to retcon them from being brothers to Sabretooth was his father.
Okay.
So it was every year on my birthday, my daddy tries to kill me.
I gotta
And
show Daddy I'm still strong.
Yeah, it didn't stick though.
No,
because I do believe they're back to being just brothers.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And no, not half siblings. Not half siblings. Unfortunately, Logan's father James found out in a not good for his health way that his wife had been cheating on him.
Okay, so going into, I guess, Logan, and again, remembering I don't have all the pieces, but him clearly still being hung up over Jean.
Oh.
Okay.
Understatement, but go ahead.
Well, it's just, I don't know. I get that like anything could happen thing, but like how long of waiting do you have to wait before you just throw in the towel on that?
For Gene, never.
Never.
He never. That man, like, I wish I could find a love as pursuant as Wolverine's feelings for Gene are. Okay?
I mean, it is so strong to the factor of I've got it in the box, but there's a whole thing where because he's got his thing with Mystique too, but it's just purely what it is, where Mystique literally shapeshifts into fucking Jean.
Yes. Yes.
Just to give him that comfort, It's like even the other people who love him are like, no, we know we don't hold a candle to Jean, so here I can become Jean. This will help a little bit.
That time with Emma where they didn't even have sex. She just projected the scenario into his head.
You want to get on his good side, make him believe he's having an experience with Jean, and he's just good.
That's not bad at all.
oh! This reminded me.
Obsessive.
All right, the alien episode. What'd you think? Where Logan goes to get his adamantium back, and we encounter the Brood
2.0.
Already don't like bugs, and like just the sheer like readiness. They're like, oh, let's just off Logan. This is our chance. Let's just end him now. You've got two groups of people with clearly different priorities, but I couldn't stop laughing when he became Jean, or not Jean. No, he became Cyclops to egg him on to come out.
And it worked.
Like, good God.
And it worked.
No,
like
that relationship could be so much better if they just Eiffel Tower already and just get it over with.
But they did.
Oh, good God.
They did, and then Scott and Logan ended up having a relationship for a while.
As old as Logan is, it's like, hey, look, I don't care.
No. Yeah, no. Inevitably, they end up at a polycule, the three of them. And then it gets weird because Jean gets jealous because Scott and Logan are giving each other more attention than her. It's exactly
You
how it
know what,
happens.
bitch? You deserve it. All these years of playing us against each other. Now see how it feels.
Um, but I thought it was interesting that they brought the Brood in.
Well, they brought
And I
them in
wonder if that means
previously.
not to this degree.
Well, this was also the genetically engineered brood. This wasn't
Um,
the true brood hive. This was
well,
the
no,
one
we
they
can't.
built.
You can't get the true Brood hive. The only one that's left is Brew, and Brew is already a member of the X-Men.
Hold on.
I don't think there's any more left. I think he's the only one.
Let's see. Yeah, because they showed up in season 4, episode 10, Love and Bane.
Mm-hmm.
But they called them the Colony instead of
Yes.
the Brood. And then
Yeah.
this was their quote unquote proper debut where they're actually, called the Brood. But yeah, the whole thing to it was these are the ones grown in the lab, basically. It wasn't just like these are the ones from the stars. But there's nothing to say that they killed all of them either.
This is fair, because I still would like to see Brood. So the Brood are a race of aliens who they possess other beings' bodies to feed off of them, and then they just assimilate with them. In the original animated series, we didn't get it, and I still have hopes that maybe one day we'll see it. The Phalanx versus the Brood.
Yes. Well, you do that, then you also bring in what's his name from New Mutants. Did he actually just go by Phalanx? Warlock.
Yeah,
You can get Warlock.
Yeah, Warlock and Brood. We need them both.
I want Warlock. He was so fucking awesome.
So both of these alien species assimilated with whatever beings were on the planet that they were trying to take over.
Well, Warlock was so great because it kind of meshed up with Cable, in my opinion, because he's a techno-organic extraterrestrial mutant.
Mm-hmm.
So there are aspects of what he is that matches Cable's technovirus.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if I remember right, there was a whole arc with that.
Yes. And then my poor boy Maverick just can't catch a break in any animated series he gets put in.
Anime series, comic book, novel.
Mm-hmm.
He's the whipping boy.
Pretty much. And then you have, so to help you understand, Lady Deathstrike, right? That is one of Wolverine's exes.
Mm-hmm.
And she blames Logan for the death of her father. And that's why she is always trying to kill him. Then you have Sabretooth, his brother, who's always trying to kill him. I don't remember if Deadpool was in that episode or not. I don't think so.
I mean, Lady Deathstrike, just, easy to defeat, tie her down, give her a manicure.
No, I think there's more claw behind the claw.
They never. That's the thing. It's one of those. A lot of times with the adamantium and those kind of ones, they don't really go into the factor of, is there more, or is it just that? We're not gonna let you know, because it's like I kind of want to know if somebody cuts off her freaking finger. Is it just a claw gonna take its place? What's gonna happen?
No, not kinda, Ollie.
Oh.
Not kinda. He did. No, you're good. we are eternally grateful. Yeah, not kinda. Logan did. It was they had a duel. Logan won. He died. That was it. No. Yeah, I think for her, and I would feel like most women would be a little slighted, a little jaded. Like, it was just the fact that he left and never came back at all. Because she didn't know right away that Logan killed him. She found that out afterwards. Like, all that man would have had to done is come back and laid some pipe and everything would have been okay.
Oh, come on. They kind of try to do something with that in the movies, but. Okay, wait. So, depending on the storyline, Logan was not actually her killer. He committed to Harry Carey. Not the Harry Carey. The I'm dying, going to take myself out. But she believes that Wolverine stole her father's adamantium bonding process.
Yeah, because he needed it.
Well, actually, at that point in time, he didn't have it. So, and it was what department? It was the Weapon X program that did it. So,
Department H.
Yeah, I was about to say I know it's a department something, but everybody just calls it Weapon
X.
Yeah,
America has Weapon X. Sounds badass, right? Let me introduce you to Canada's Department H.
It's Department Hero because they were trying to make a super soldier, and just drove everybody crazy in the process.
They did. Sorry, Vindicator. Rest in peace, your psyche.
There's not a single person that went through that program that didn't wind up with some kind of mental fucking shattering. This is subject 572. We broke it how many minds?
And then hold on, because then there's Shaman. He was okay-ish. Better than the rest.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't.
It was just a raging fire and not acid that was poured on me, so it's better. You know, like that's kind of the equivalent you're going for there.
Yeah. I tried Department H. I tried.
There's no saving that department. And honestly, where was a fucking OSHA, person when you need it?
And then they tried replicating the adamantium bonding process, and there was a bunch of OSHA violations and potential war crimes that happened during that run, or the time they tried to have Puck go steal some super soldier formula, and he just got used as a fucking kickball the entire fucking run.
They just say Canada does not treat their people well. I'm calling you out, Canada. Well, I'm calling out your shady, black ops programs. Not so much Canada itself. I might have made a new war crime. If I disappear, it's because I said that.
I want to live. If anything happens, I did not take my own life. I got you. Okay, back on track though. Any other things you wanted to discuss, Raider?
What were we? We started out talking with Creed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we have to talk about who died.
All right. You say the name. You say it. I'm not strong enough.
So while we get Gambit back, wipe your eyes. You can stop crying over Gambit being dead. Now Rogue was supposed to be the one to die, right? Because she trades herself for Gambit, essentially. Although what she and everybody else does not know is Nightcrawler offers himself instead. And he left with a message, right? Which was a seed from which new ones will grow. Very sadly, we lose Nightcrawler, which that made me upset because I was like, "What the fuck?"
Just that scene though, where the armor goes away from her, she realizes it's gone, and she's still standing there, and then we see Hank standing there with the Bible in his hand. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I just want to thank the people behind this for having multiple traumatic experiences for your viewers on both seasons.
Well, I mean, they got to keep you coming back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We should have known it was
But
coming. They made him so integral in both season 1 and in season 2. He was featured so much more. There was so much focus on him that we should have seen that. Oh, look, they're making us really, really, really care. They're gonna fuck with us.
that's fair. Really, it's her own fault.
I blame the government. But yeah, no, that was like knowing that it happens multiple different times to Kurt, and one of them is integral to him getting his second mutation. Um,
So do we think we see him come back?
I think there's a high chance. I didn't think we were going to see Gambit come back and look where the road led.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we were gonna see him come back as Death, but that would them defeating Death would have been, them having to destroy Gambit.
Yeah. And again, like, Death is not permanent in the comics.
Right.
So if the plot needs him, they'll bring him back. I think he's too popular to just let go, especially with fucking Detour. I just saw the other day what Nightcrawler's fucking costume is gonna look like in Doomsday, and he's gonna be a pirate, boys.
Oh, they're doing that one. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, he's got the robe and the and at least 2 swords that they showed.
Should be 3, but
should be 3, but maybe they're going to surprise us.
Wow, yeah, they're going with the I can't wait to see that. I think he'll pull that off so well.
But that also leads me to believe he'll come back. Seasons 3 and 4 of X-Men 97 are already done.
Yeah. And the way that they gave us the bridge into it, I mean, we see Mystique. We see her take out,
Yep.
God, what's her name?
That's what I was getting ready to go into when we were done with this, was the post-credit scene where you have Mystique take out Valerie Cooper. After finding out that Creed wins presidency. And so now it's set up that Mystique, which honestly I'll be surprised that it's taken this long for us to even see Mystique. But that she is going to do what she does and be impersonating someone.
Well, I was saying that means she's in control of X Factor.
Which could be really good for mutant kind or really bad for mutant kind.
Well, being the fact of her history with Magneto and knowing that he's dead, I could see that pushing her off the side. And then she's got her son, anti-mutant number 1, now running the country. Yeah, I have a gut feeling we're going to see a side of her that is going to be scary.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to lead into because we do get a run where we get to experience what life in Bishop's future is like.
Yes.
Like that's where like Wolverine and Storm are married. Get the infamous sign that has all the mutants' names and faces on it, and the dead ones crossed out and the missing ones circled.
Let's see, that was what? Uncanny X-Men 282 to 287. 91 and 92 is when that one came out.
Yeah. It was a good run. It was fun. Sentinels were super terrifying in that run.
Uh-huh. Well, and they did cover that some though too, doing
Mhm.
the human sentinel stuff.
Yep.
And this, they kind of really started hinting to the factor of that was Bishop's future, where every person, every non-mutant walking around could just be a sentinel.
Mhm. Yep. I don't think he stays long as president.
Well, because they're changing the factor of in the comic she stopped, she had the attempt on him or killed him before he became president while he was running. Now they're doing
Mhm.
it where he got it. And I think I don't know if the aspect of him finding out Nightcrawler's gone is going to be a part of this. Maybe they're going to try to do some kind of redemption arc and change that from the comics because, Kurt saved his ass, basically. He would not have walked out of the Savage Land if not for Kurt.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay this down for you, okay? And you do whatever you want with the seed and the dirt and the water that I put in front of you here. Anytime that you think Graydon Creed is about to have a positive character development, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's no. It would be such a wild twist for them to take and turn him into a force for good.
But that would go into Nightcrawler's message, is what I'm thinking.
It would, but like even he, it meant nothing to him. Nightcrawler saving him, and we saw that. We saw that it meant nothing.
Yeah. There's that thing. You want that hope. You want that hope and that growth. But yeah, sometimes people are just
Gone.
yeah, they're just bad people.
Yep. Yep. The unfortunate
So,
reality of good.
no. Go ahead. No.
I was going to say unfortunate reality of both the comic book world and the real one. So.
Yeah.
So with that, because I look up, and so I looked up the theories for what this means that we're going to see,
Mm-hmm.
and there are two theories of what we might end up seeing. One is New Days of Future Past, where Mystique has her evil mutants, and ends up likely killing Creed. Or there's the onslaught theory that this will push Charles to manifest to onslaught. Thoughts?
I don't think we'll see Onslaught. For Onslaught, you need Magneto.
Well, but he was already
Magneto
in
is
Magneto's
No death
head,
is permanent.
yeah. No death is permanent. You are correct. You
and
are correct.
Magneto did come back as Joseph in the comics, which was Magneto with none of his fucking memories.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. I don't want Onslaught. They already did it. They already messed it up. Like,
What?
they did. Was it Evolution ended? One of them ended with Onslaught, and they really did not do him justice. He was taken out by fucking Bishop and Storm. I believe it was. I don't remember. One of them did Onslaught and did not do it fucking justice. A new Days of Future Past would be cool, except how do you reintroduce us to Bishop? We've already been introduced to him. And
Yeah,
he was
'cause-
integral for Days of Future Past.
yeah, they can't. Huh. Now I'm just like going through and trying to see because. So yeah, no, it looks like they didn't like the original anime series Evolution, Wolverine, the X Men, and '97. They've all not done anything, but the only one so far to specifically set up Onslaught because these two seasons they have done everything that sets up the milestones that led to Onslaught.
I don't want it.
Oh, apparently that was actually their original plan. According
It
to
was
some
Onslaught.
some news, is that the season 2 villain was supposed to be Onslaught, and they scrapped it. So
Apocalypse is more
it is, but we've
acceptable.
dealt with Apocalypse so many. Like, look at how many times Apocalypse showed up in the original one
Mm-hmm.
back in the
Yes,
90s.
a lot. A lot. Can't find another bad guy. That's okay. Apocalypse exists.
Exactly. It's
All
like he was
times.
always there, always present. It's like, oh look, we brought Sinister out and we beat him in like three episodes, and oh look, Apocalypse is here too. So seeing them mix it up, and that is what I want to see with the next season. I want us to put Apocalypse to bed for a while. He is a fucking eternal. He's basically eternal. We'll never fucking actually probably get rid of him. But right now he's stuck in a little fucking jewel. So we should have someplace safe that it can go for a while and not
Well,
deal
now
with
you
him.
just jinxed it.
Way to go. And here's the thing: in the comics, Onslaught was essentially the end of everything. It took more than the X-Men to take out Onslaught.
Yeah.
They had the Avengers. They had what I think Fantastic Four was there. Like it took everybody.
Took God damn it, Reed's kid. No,
Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin. There's that whole reason we had the Ultimate Universe was because of Onslaught.
Mm-hmm. So if you need someone to blame for your childhood trauma, it's Onslaught.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It wasn't just Franklin Richards. It was Franklin Richards and Nate Gray.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking
Yeah.
two uber goddamn powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you're taking arguably the most powerful telepath on the fucking planet, arguably the most powerful telepath within the main universe, and you're melding his powers and his consciousness with arguably one of the most powerful just overall mutants. Like Onslaught has both the powers of Magneto and Xavier, plus reality warping, plus energy manipulation, plus energy projection, energy absorption.
Oh,
They don't even kill him; they just fucking banish it.
well, and there was the mutant restriction
Yep.
because the whole thing of like if they stepped into this energy cloud that surrounded Onslaught, if a mutant did, he would absorb their genetic power and use them as a new physical host. So the X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
any mutant had to stay back. So it was up to the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. I mean, fucking Doctor Doom was dragged into the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Onslaught is a if you don't have the means to contain me, this is the end of everything. Being. And it just feels too big for like a season 3. Like maybe when they get closer to like closing everything out, they could do that. My prediction maybe is out of the shadows we get Sinister.
Well, Sinister will come back. I have a gut feeling that that he's just lurking out there.
As one does.
Yeah, because we saw him, and that's what Sinister likes to do: pop back up in random shit that you don't even think he'd be involved in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, this is going to be the Hellfire. Oh, that's Sinister. What? Speaking of Sinister, let's talk about this a little bit, all right? For those of you who have seen it, they have released a number of characters that are going to be in the MCU's Mutant Saga. And one of them that I did not see coming, because this is a guy that has made it very clear that he didn't want to work with Marvel, right? They have tried numerous times to get him on board for something, and he always fucking ignores them or tells them no. Adam Driver, right? That's his name?
Yep.
Yeah, is going to be Sinister.
And I think he can pull it off. I'll be honest. I really think he's going to pull it off. But it was unexpected.
He struggled with a Sith Lord.
I just think that was bad writing, though.
He struggled with a Sith Lord. Back me up on this, Raider.
I'm sorry, did we just try and say bad writing with something with Star Wars right now?
Well, everybody, remember that comment I made about how if something happens to me, it might not be Canada now. It might be Raider.
Let him have it, Raider.
The audacity. Okay.
He was not a good whatever they were trying to have him be in that movie. Darth Vader replacement.
So no, he wasn't supposed to be a replacement. He idolized Vader. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'll be honest, he's not my favorite character. Okay. Honestly, he's a pissy crybaby, and I don't like that he killed his father. But it was all in his idolizing of Vader, which is why he went down the path that he did. And honestly, for if you look at, he had a shitty backstory. If you look at the history, he was just failed and doomed to become the weirdness that he is as Kylo Ren. Okay, so I don't understand the love of him, but I can't. I don't think I've really watched anything else that he's played in, so I really only have the reference of him playing Kylo.
Yeah, and that's
He's
I've seen him in a couple other things, but
he's a very well-rounded actor. All the other roles that he's been in, he's nailed. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he plays an undercover federal agent that is trying to take down like the KKK or something, right?
White Noise, I think.
I think so.
I think it was that one. I mean, he's been in plenty.
He's been in a lot of war movies. I think he's gonna do Sinister just fine. Maybe, because the version of Sinister that we're seeing, Nathan Milbury, was think Nuremberg on steroids.
Yeah.
Like, there was no humanity left in him, and he was experimenting on humans and mutants alike.
Let me see, scrolling down through some of this. Because I'm actually just pulling up everybody's fucking that's been announced IMDb. But yeah,
so,
fucking plenty.
Tell me your thoughts in the comments on the picks for mutants for the Mutant Saga next year. Tell me your thoughts on season 2, and make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know the works. Do the things. So I can keep annoying you here on the internet, and we can keep watching Lord get into life or death situations with Raider.
I think he's really just wondering how far we're going to push it before she actually kills me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Yes, and Adam Driver is he's a Marine.
Yep,
he served.
Let's see here. I'm trying to see what this guy playing Scott has been in.
And the reason he does so good with acting is the amount of crayons he gets paid to act. We're talking lifetimes of the green ones.
You know what's funny? It's like I'm looking through everybody's stuff, and everybody's got some experience, but a lot of them aren't on like major big things.
Well, the chick they picked for, I think, Storm, they found her. She was Broadway acting or something like that, I think.
Maya Boyd.
Yeah.
She's only got 2 things, and it's 2 shorts. But yeah, she's got the background for Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Which, honestly, I think depending on what she's done, I'd have to look somewhere else for that because that's not an IMDb. But depending on what she's done because of the movements and everything, because that's one thing with Storm. Storm is a very flowy person in her movements. She rides the fucking wind. So I think she will definitely have the movement and like the air about her that you would expect from Storm.
I hope they give us the line. You know what happens to a frog when it is struck by the lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. As a kid, I thought that was such a badass line.
Let's see, you got Samara Weaving for Emma. Most of you will know her from Ready or Not 1 and 2. She was also in Scream, and Snake Eyes. She played Scarlet in the Snake Eyes movie.
Who's she playing?
She is playing Emma.
Oh yeah, I predict because with Sinister being in, we all know he's going to be the man behind the scenes. That's just that's Sinister. But I don't think we're going to see Hero Emma. For the age of the actress that they have, match that to the same age for the character. Emma Frost at this point in time had just lost her entire team and said fuck everyone and everything and went on her fucking villain warpath. Oh, Ollie, we're not going to see a Miles Morales until after all the Secret War stuff. Kevin even said that he doesn't want to even entertain the idea until they're done with this phase.
Let's see here. And then you have Christopher Abbott doing Charles
Which is
Xavier.
An interesting Charles.
Yeah, I haven't seen Craven yet. I've put that one off.
Craven is good for the acting.
That's kind of
the action, the action, not acting, the action. Craven's good for the action. The writing, however,
well, one of his other ones that's recent is Wolfman. The Wolfman remake from last year. So I'll probably watch one or both of those just to kind of get an idea for his acting chops. But the look is going to be interesting because he's so young. Really, when
get ready to go bald, buddy.
They'll put him in a bald cap. They won't make him shave it.
Well, so here's the thing: if you go too young, the X-Men haven't been created yet, and you don't have the X-Men without Charles. Period.
Yeah.
So I don't. Even if it's early days, then if it's early days X-Men, we have yet to see Iceman. Beast has yet to be recast, and then we need Angel. And then you have the original team.
Is it sad that I would actually put him in his look more Scott than I would Professor X?
Yes, here's my take. I think they could have left James Marsden. Like, he was robbed. Well,
he's too old. He's too old with this new cast.
But he fits it. He fits the look, all right? Go look at Scott Summers from the comics and James Marsden.
Okay, but then how would you feel if James Marsden getting all cuddly with Sadie Sink?
Weirder things have happened in the Mutantverse.
I mean, fair.
All right. Do we need to go down the Old Man Logan road?
No, we don't. No. We can leave that alone.
See, so I think it'll be okay.
just gonna say, I'm surprised the writers of that did not get fucking canceled,
or put on a list.
They're on a list. They're on a list. Raiders over there going like, I'm just staying out of this. I don't want my name added.
Would you like to know what happens in the Old Man Logan universe, Raider?
My gut is telling me that I do not want to know.
Okay, but what does your heart say?
It's agreeing with the gut here.
Okay, sorry. What does your brain say?
It's on board with all three.
Okay,
Okay.
She's so innocent.
We won't tell you about
Alright.
Hulk's inbred family. Or Logan being forced to kill all of his children.
For those of you who haven't read that run, it is great.
The silence from Raider just now. Ollie's like, I want to know.
And knowing
Shut
is
up,
half the
Ollie.
battle.
Ollie, we're going to be streaming the new COD beta later, so I'll tell you all about it while we're playing. So I think their picks so far are all right. While I love James Marsden to continue being Cyclops. I'm hoping that in Doomsday and Secret Wars, because I believe he's slated for both of those, that they just really give him the attention he deserves. Scott really is a main character. This new guy looks like he'd fit the look for young Scott. But how young are we talking? Are we talking teens? Are we talking 20s? Because Scott grew up in the Xavier Institute.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, he and Jean were around the same age in the comics. So whoever they get's got to have, that age of that Sadie Sink age. They got to match up that because they're definitely not replacing her, and I don't think they need to. It's going to be interesting to see how they take her character since they've kind of given her a different origin.
Villainized the fuck out of her?
Yeah.
All right. Overall thoughts, Raider, on season 2 of X-Men 97.
Overall, I enjoyed it. Again, this was my first time watching it. I had to go back watch season 1. Because Minnie was like, "Oh, you don't need to watch season 1. Season 2 will be just fine." Yeah, no.
He lied.
I was very lost. But overall, I enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing what route they take with season 3. Yeah.
And just looked it up.
I'm excited to see more of Mystique.
Yeah, because she was just absent.
Yeah.
Which is so weird when you look at the original 90s cartoon. Because she was there like every fucking season she'd make a fucking appearance.
There's just been so much controversy with her right now, with them retconning Nightcrawler's origin, that I wonder if that was the hesitation.
Yeah, but then they solidified it. I mean, with everything
They
in
did.
Savage Land, they were like, no, Mystique is our mother, and Sabretooth is your dad. He's not my dad, but he's your dad. Same mom, different dads.
Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking when they did that.
But I'm looking forward to season 3. I did check, and it is, officially scheduled for premiere into 2027. Mm-hmm. So they're aiming now for a yearly rollout. Now, would I love it to go back to the old days, especially since you're talking only 9-10 episodes, 10 episodes per season, 9 episodes second? It's like, well, if you're going to do that, can I please get 21 to 30 episodes, for that year?
Yeah, no. I mean, well, to flip the anime right now. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, this season that they're doing right now is a 60-episode season.
Holy shit.
It's a 60-episode season.
We haven't seen that in fucking ever. It's been so long since many of them have gone past. Like at the longest it was 20, 21 normally. Mm-hmm. But now everything that's coming out is like 8, 9, 10.
12 is the baseline now.
12 is the
if you see an if you see an anime that only has one season, only has one, and there's 12 episodes in that season, just know that's going to be the best anime you've ever watched in your entire fucking life.
And it might not get a season 2.
It'll never get a season 2. But no, I would love to see us go back to like 20 episodes in a season, especially if you're just going to do one season a year. Okay, I'm okay with that, but give me either give me more episodes or make the episodes longer.
I mean, look, I remember the days of getting off the school bus, going inside, adjusting the fucking antenna on the TV, dropping down, grabbing some chips and an ecto cooler, and watching every week the new episode of X-Men or another cartoon.
Damn it, now I want chips and dip.
All right, hold on, chat. We'll be right back. We got to take Old Yeller here out of the back of the shed.
What? That's how life was like in the 90s.
How dare you? How dare you
God.
throw at me? Now I want an ecto cooler.
No, I just want chips and dip.
No, see, I said it. So now I've put energy into the universe. So now everybody else think ecto coolers and they'll bring them back.
Do me a favor if you made it this far into the video, comment Lord is a meanie down in the comment section, because now I'm going to sit here all day wanting an ecto cooler. You know what they don't fucking make anymore? Ecto cooler.
You can buy them on Amazon. I don't know if I drink them, but I
don't think there's anything wrong with filler if filler's done right. I mean, look at Bleach. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of filler in Bleach, but like some of that's actually really good, and some of it like technically ties into the canon stuff. So,
and some of it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's a story for another time. That's a story for another time. Because yeah.
Oh no, that's a story we've already done.
But we're not done. One day we'll be done with Bleach. One day I will not hurt.
Speaking of Bleach and animes, so again, this episode had Green Lanterns titled into it, and we will touch on that on the next podcast that we do. But also in the next podcast that we do, neither of them have told me which animes we're going with yet. But Core 4 for Thousand Year Blood War is officially, I believe, done now for Bleach. And come October, we will be seeing The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic Season 2. We will be seeing Black Clover, the final season.
Oh, it is final. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go after the manga's done. And that's how most animes work, is they're just ripped from the manga until there's nothing else to rip from. Unless you're tied to a Kubo and you have decided that the one thing you said for over a decade would never be canon is now canon. So now we're going to get the Hell arc animated, so there'll be more Bleach, baby!
Well, you said that, we haven't said which one. Why don't we let chat decide where we go with the anime? Do we circle back around and finish out Bleach and move into the new stuff with Bleach? Or do we continue to keep Bleach on the back burner and throw in and go into Black Clover to gear up for its final season release in October? And then once done with Black Clover, move to Bleach?
Or throw them for a loop and have them watch The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
I will kill you.
I've already been watching that one.
So. Listen, I don't have all the time in the world to watch everything. I need you to pick one.
Well, now chat's picking it.
Well, yeah. So leave a comment down below on which one you believe we should focus in on, and that is what we'll do. Maybe we can get a poll going for the channel once this video gets posted, and have you guys decide the route that we're gonna take.
Yeah, because I think we're also getting Jack of all trades, Party of None season 2.
The options are Bleach or Black Clover. Here.
But here's the thing, Raider. This will be the second season, so there's not as much.
I will take this nail file in my hand, and I swear to God,
So with that, everybody, thank you for hanging out. It has been so great. Keep an eye out. I'm gonna try to uh, drop you some more stuff on the side here, and maybe pick up an extra week end of podcast. Who knows? With all this, though, I'm gonna throw it out to Raider and Lord to close us out.
Like he said, we appreciate you hanging out, the comments, the input. Um, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe, that magical little bell. It is free to subscribe. I believe we still are working on hitting our goal. What, at 100 subscribers? Lord and Mitty will have their, what is it, their Superman discussion?
It's
Or
not, a, it's,
which
it's not a discussion when you already know I'm going to win.
debate?
When I already know I'm gonna win? Yeah, I know, right?
So we are sitting at 63 subscribers currently. So we're almost there. We're over halfway. And I just lost the last part of what I was going to say. Oh, and keep an eye out for the poll that we're going to put up as far as what anime we're going to focus in on, whether that be Bleach or Black Clover. And we'll throw it to Lord then.
Yeah, and we're trying to get that growth. So share us with your mom, your dad, your friends, your sister, your person, your situationship, your dog, your cat if they got a YouTube account. Just share the word. We love to get people in here. Love to see you all in the chat and adding to the conversation. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to taking Mitty down on the Superman conversation. But so help us get there. I was waiting for Mitty's smartass comment.
I don't need it when I know I'm gonna win. Okay? There's nothing to say. I know I'm gonna win. Nothing.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for being here. Like she said, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and we will see you next time. And keep an eye out for standard videos as well that should be coming.